Hello! You may notice that I'm exactly the same place as the last vlog because in the process of talking about the last one I got really motivated to talk about this one. Now if only I can remember, it's about, in relation to the last, it's about, that's so funny, oh, haha, I know. Your work is your work is crayon drawings. That's the theme, right? So, thank you for your 37 seconds of wasted time. I wanted to say a very important topic to me, and it was actually the subject of a nice, really long discussion on the Discord server. So definitely pop by for some of those because they are muy bueno and caliente at the same time. Anyways. So what it is I've had a long-standing philosophy, and this has been, is it a razor? A means of filtering one way from the other, of, I'm going to sound really severe, amateurs, of amateurism in this field of work, in many fields of work, and what it is that, and I totally understand, so I really want to say, like, I totally understand where this comes from and I have sympathy, but I need to frame it and put it into perspective because it's very important. When someone goes and says, hey guys, what do you think of this, and posts some somewhat done, maybe work in progress, maybe they think it's done, thing, and you can tell just right off the bat that they're seeking affirmation, right? They're trying, they're learning, or whatever. Maybe they're not learning, that's totally up to them. And they're looking for acceptance, right? And I understand that. You put so much time and effort, you feel so elated and rewarded, hopefully, for the work that you're doing. And so of course you want to share it with the world, and especially if you're someone like me and you have fucking enormous projects in your mind and in your heart, you're gonna have a long time before you can show off something done. But let's just say this in the context of like a drawing, an art piece. Well, I mean, these are immaculate. I mean, I know those aren't crayon drawings, and I'll tell you why. So, the thing about it is, when you're in a position where you're looking for those things of affirmation, you're like a child bringing your crayon drawings to your parent. And of course, the parent knows that this is absolutely amateur, nothing work. And it's, again, it sounds so awful, but the truth is like, you can't make a Pixar movie with it. I'm sorry, like it's a very meaningful stride and step, but it's crayon drawings. It just is. And so then there's a very important stage of pursuing a skill and a mastery in a craft. I'm going to relate it to artistry. Technical stuff has even more unbelievable hurdles. But artistry has a bit of intuition, so I get away with a lot. Is that as you start growing better with what you're doing, you don't need as hard of a confirmation from others because you're already more than aware of a lot of things about what you're doing. Now, that's not to say that you're not going out and looking for certain affirmations and things, but often in cases, there's a language and a framing that comes from someone with expertise looking for perspective on what they're doing, right? And of course, that comes from experience, expertise, mastery. But what it is that yes, whilst on the pursuit of mastery, you are going to have to make crayon drawings and crayon drawings and crayon drawings and then pencil crayon drawings and ballpoint pen drawings, right? And on it goes until there's this murky, ambiguous place where some of what you're doing is actually turning out to be not crayon drawings, like as if your pen was like cutting in and out of ink, but out of ink meant that you're not a master for this time and this is just crayons for a while. And it's like, as you're like kind of like rendering your thing, all of a sudden it's like, holy shit, this is more than crayon drawings. It's like kind of crayon drawings, but it's more than that. And so begins you in a position where all of a sudden you start having this next era, I guess, which is definition, clarification, and depth of everything you're doing. But that's not to say that what I'm doing right now, these videos aren't crayon drawings, and the prototypes that I'm working on in this game project that is the most up-to-date shit that I'm doing are not crayon drawings. And the whole framing and the reason that I bring this up isn't to stomp on your crayon drawings, but is to coax you into striving to doing them and appreciating them simply for being crayon drawings and not expecting them to be your magnum opus, to go, it was pretty good, I'm glad to do this one and I want to do another one, right? There's a limberness and a pliability that allows you to coast along, and in those waves and troughs are where you access those later understandings and those clarities and temperance, not to be like, look, this doesn't work. And I do it all the time. You guys are all seeing my work in progresses, but I mean, like, these are systems that are going to be sitting in shambles for months and months on end to some extent of completion. So I mean, I just kind of have to roll with it to the best of my abilities, because they're going to come up again and again in other videos. So yeah, I hope to you know, kind of discuss that. I wanted to also just mention that, like, I felt that it was a really good framing from the individual I was talking to in Discord, in that they were talking of a very sanctity in those crayon drawing stages, where it's this pure and pristine kind of stage, and I feel that really cut back a little bit of the I guess, if you will, judgment, because of course I came to this greater understanding of these two differences and stuff whilst being kind of one myself, the person going, I'm gonna make the next Halo. I wasn't the next Halo person, I was the next Silent Hill person, but seeing this next Halo people, I'm like, you can't just do that. You have to work. Like, you can't just do that. And so of course, there I was hearing them do this stuff while I'm, you know, making websites and you know, doing Flash videos when I'm 15 or whatever. Because holy shit, I mean, I wasn't aware of these words and the way to say it, but I sure as hell knew that just saying I'm gonna is not the way you start that. So then certainly I haven't followed through on everything that I have said I would, or whatever, or at least gone in exactly the direction I said I would. But those differences allow you to start delineating where you are and where you want to be going, because of course, as you find where you, like, where I had the judgment was simply just in kind of shitting on people going, oh, my crayon drawings are just as good as you know, Up, or well, one of my favorites, Blade Runner 2047. Oh yeah, totally, your crayon drawings are fucking, oh. So then, you know, I have that frustration and I guess that opinion. I'm trying to not have it. I try to appreciate everyone in their stages. But I guess that additional bit of framing kind of made me able to soften in my approach, because my crayon drawings now are the crayon drawings to the next stage of mastery and the furthermore. And so then, yeah, I certainly really hope to keep that humility and keep that fluidity, to not pass off anything that I'm doing as the end of what I'm doing. Not that I'm not done with a project or finito, that's fine, but it's that now that I've done this art, I can dust my hands and I'm the best and I never have to try again, because that's the attitude that I find in certain people who won't do what they say. It's that they'll just say it, pat themselves on the back and walk away like they accomplished it, and it's like, that is way easier than accomplishing it. and I strive to accomplish stuff, so then I get a little bit frustrated. It's kind of a slap in the face. So yeah, no, I hope that kind of contextualizes being a bitch about it, being a mean girl, because the whole thing about the being the mean girl is that you use that to allow yourself to put the crayon drawings out to promote yourself without needing any affirmation from what you do. It's, here's my cool ass fucking work in progress artwork that sucks. Don't like it? Well, fuck you. I've got all these people who like it and they're gonna come and fuck you up. Not that that's gonna happen, not that you should behave that way, but just that, you know, it gives you, it makes you stalwart to do it, because just the clicking the post button, that is the most nauseating part, because you just know what you're evoking. So then, yeah, I invite you all to both be the mean girl, like the other vlog says, but to do it to accomplish more deep strides in what you're doing, functionally, without losing the perspective, right? Like, none of these mechanisms are ever meant to delude, but rather just to give you a little hokey game to slightly elevate the mood of the severity of all the shit that's going on. So, thanks for your 12 minutes, and I hope that this is helpful for you. So, oh, I was gonna use my mouse to turn it off. See, enjoy the sun in my face. Oops, did I turn it on?